I'm Sean with ID Engineering, and today we're going to be going over the new Chipsfly router table and how to do a basic assembly. All right, when you receive your router table, it's going to be in a flat box, so you're going to have to put together the base, but it's pretty easy. You got the two flat sides, this, and then you got the cross members. You're going to put in 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 on the other side. So pretty easy to do, and you can actually use this area as for a shelf to put your stuff. You can actually make a nice shelf there. And then every table comes with a power switch, and the power switch has the emergency. The power switch has safety on it, so your kids can't come along and turn it on or off. So leave that in there. Okay. But the nice thing is this switch actually controls 2 plugs, and one plug is for the router itself here, and then the other plug would be for your shop vac, which goes right in here. That way with one switch you can turn on both. Okay, but once you've got that set up, then you want to attach the fence, and we'll show you how to do that in a second here. But what I want to show you, the main point of this video, is to talk about the lift, the router lift. So this, you can get this as a kit with the router table, or you can buy this independently. What's nice about this is you can actually adjust it up or down and make very slight adjustments, accurate adjustments. Plus you can level this and center it on the table, and we'll show you how to do that. But first thing you want to do is actually attach the router. Okay? So, now this is a fairly standard router. We removed the housing, so you have what the router's left. So you want to put that into, slide that down into your router lift, okay, until it hits bottom like that. All right. Then tighten this bolt here until it's really tight. All right, so when you're actually tightening this down, you've used the thumb knob to tighten in place. To actually tighten these down, you want to loosen these lock nuts here, okay, and then use your 3mm Allen to tighten it up. And you want to do it, this one first, then this one, just like you would on when you're putting on a tire. You don't want to do all around. You want to do every other one. So we there, now we'll do here, tighten it up, and then there. Okay, and you can just keep going around in the zigzag pattern until you get it tightened, and then tighten it down with the crescent wrench, and it'll lock it in place. Alright, so now we want to attach it to the table. So we'll flip it over, put our cord down through the hole. Oh, and we want to make sure there's no bolts in the hole. Okay, so our hole is clear. We'll just set it down in like so. Okay, that should fit perfect. We want to level it so it's perfectly level with the actual laminate on the table. We can do that by just tightening it up, and you see how it moves up and down like that? Right. So you want to adjust each one so that you can feel that it's smooth. Nice. And I just use my finger as a reference to get where it feels really smooth at the line here. Okay. All right, and if you make this nice and level, that'll make your projects, your wood, come across really easily, so it won't catch on anything. This is this laminate top here is very slick, so your wood slides nice and easy. And if it's meshed up with this perfectly level, then you won't be catching on the edge. So I can feel there's a little bit over height there. Okay, so all right, now that we've got it set and it's smooth around the edges, we want to actually lock it in place, and it comes with these 4 bolts here. And as with any of the bolts and the laminate material, you don't want to over tighten it, just make it snug, but don't wrench down on it. Okay. Alright, so let's get this. So these are 4 millimeters. We just want to tighten them up. You want to tighten them up so they're nice and snug, but don't wrench down on it. Tighten this last corner here. Alright, so now I've got all 4 set. Okay, feels good and solid. Now you can adjust your, you want to unlock this, so I'll use this bolt to unlock. Okay, so now if you tighten it all the way up, that is locked, so you won't be able to adjust it in height, but you want to unlock that, and then it's here, and then you can adjust your router up or down, and we want to go down. It's a little bit high. Okay. And this kit comes with several different size rings, safety rings. So they have different size holes for different size bits. Okay, so we can put that in there. Okay, tighten it up, and it does come with the tool to actually do that to make it tight. All right, so we want to put it down. Okay. So you can set this to your desired height, and then lock it down. So lock. Okay. And then it's going to stay. All right. Then we can actually adjust our fence. Let's get our little oranges out of the way here. So the fence. I'll show you how the fence works here. Let's remove this. So here's the fence, and you want to attach the fence. You can see that on the bottom, right here. So it just has these bolts on the bottom here, and when you tighten or loosen it, just draws the bolt in, which goes in these little T-tracks and holds it in place. So pretty simple. And then you've got adjustment knobs here. These actually tighten up the face. So these wood here. Okay, and if you tighten them up, they won't move. So you can actually adjust the opening here for your bit, and for the vacuum to be able to suck your waste. Okay, sawdust there. All right, so we want to just tighten those up. Good, and then we want to put this in the track. You can see how they slide in the track like that. Okay, and then we can adjust the track wherever you like. And if you look at the markings here, you can actually use the markings to set the fence so that it is even and not cockeyed. Okay, and then tighten these guys down. All right. And you'll see this on the side here. This is if you want to prevent wood from going too far, so you want to set a certain distance, you can actually run your piece of wood, and when it hits this, it will stop. So you can set that wherever you like and lock it down. Alright, so now let's talk about how to install a DRO on this. Why would you want a DRO? Well, for right now you have to manually calculate this. You have to look and say, well, each tick is 0.05 inches. Okay, so you'd have to sit here and manually calculate how many times you've rotated it. And that can be tedious. It's doable, of course. But to have that electronically done is going to save you lots of time, and it'll end up being more accurate. You'll be less likely to make mistakes. So let's show you how to install that. Okay, so this is from iGAGING. This is the EZ router lift and planer DRO. All right, and it's actually made specifically for routers, and it'll work on any table like this that has a router that moves up and down. Okay, so there's 2 ways to attach this. One is with a double-sided sticky tape or glue, and the other is actually to drill and tap. The gluing method has been covered on other videos on the internet, and it's fairly simple. You just stick the DRO head or the readout head in place and stick it down with double sticky sticky tape. So we're actually going to show you how to drill and tap this today. It's a little more difficult, but it's a permanent solution. So let's get started. Yeah, it comes with nice instructions. All right, and here's your reader unit. Okay, and then this is your DRO right here. So the DRO can actually be mounted up on the top on the rail here, or it could be mounted underneath, and I'll show you how to do that. Now what's nice is the kit actually comes with the sticky tape. So if you want to do the sticky method, you can, double-sided sticky tape. Okay. It also comes with a drill bit right there, and a tap. So that's what we'll be using today, is the tap and the drill bit. Okay, so we're going to open up this, the actual DRO, the display unit here. And as you can see on the bottom, it has the little square nut. Okay, and that'll fit in your T-channels just perfectly. So if we want to put it, if we want to put it on the top here, so if we want to put it on the top here, we loosen this, and we can slide it right in there, in the channel, and then tighten it up. Okay. Then you can use your Allen wrench here to tighten these edges up. Okay, so there you've got your DRO display set. All right, you can put it wherever you like. It comes with that square nut, so you can put it on any of the T-channels. But it was really convenient to put here. But you can actually take that nut off, and you can screw it to any spot on the table that you like. A lot of people put them underneath the front here as well, so it's not in the way of anything. But you can always look down and see what your reading is. Okay, so we're just going to leave it here for now, and that's what we'll work with it. All right, now we're going to show you how to actually install the DRO on this. So move this box out of the way. So we're going to remove the lift back out, which is just these 4 bolts. I have my handy cameraman here. He can help undo bolts faster. This out. Lift the frame up. Okay, so now how we want to mount this is we have our bracket here. Let's unplug it from the DRO. Okay, and it'll come with the bracket attached there. So this is going to attach to the side here, like so. Okay. All right. And there's a few ways to do this. So one way to do this is to use the sticky tape. So you can push the sticky tape here, and then against the top here, and it'll just stick on. All right. That's a pretty simple way to do it. But to drill and tap this, so we're going to have to mark one of these holes, okay, and then that hole up here, and we're going to have to drill those holes and then tap them. Okay, and then we'll put screws in and make this a permanent attachment. So one thing you do want to make sure though is that this is the positive end. So as you router higher, that it is plus, and then when you move it down, it is minus. And you can plug in the DRO and see which way is plus, which way is minus. Okay, so it actually says it has a sticker on there though that tells you which way is the plus, so we want to get that right. All right, so now we want to mark these spots where we want to place this. So one thing, this DRO actually comes with not 2032 batteries, but the 2450. So they have more power in them, so your DRO will last longer. You can also plug it in because it does come with a USB cord. and a 110 volt to USB adapter. Alright, to put a battery in this, let's just pull this door out. Okay, and then the plus side goes down. Okay, so we place the battery in there. You can see that it goes face down like that. Alright. Alright. So now we have a DRO operational. Let's plug this guy in. Okay. And we'll make sure that this is plus. So as I move this up, you can see it's going in the plus direction. And then that's in the minus direction. Okay. So the sticker is correct. So we're going to have to drill this by hand with my DeWalt here. So it wouldn't fit on the drill table with everything in the way. So we're going to pick the center point here and make see how deep of a hole we have here. A little further. I'm not going to go through all the way through the block on this one. Okay. But you can penetrate all the way through, but you don't have to, because I think the screws are pretty short. All right, so now we want to actually tap that. So we'll remove our drill bit and we'll grab our tap. Okay. All right, so to make the tapping a little easier, I just squirt it with a little WD-40 and the tap too. All right, that'll actually make it smoother and it should work better. So, okay, and then just go in a little bit, back out, clean the tip. It's a very small tap, so we got to be really careful. Don't want to break the tap off into the. All right, that should be enough to put a screw in there. So let's test it out. We need to clean that up a bit. I need a rag. A rag right here. Oh crap! Damn it, Jim! Trying to drop and lose them on the floor. Look at that. Nice. Okay, and that's it. So drilling and tapping isn't that hard. You just want to do it in the right spot. All right, so now we've got that one on, so we can mount. We could actually mount this end. All right, just to hold that in place. Okay, and then turn this into the light. Okay, and then we gotta put that flat against there, right there. So there's a little lip here, so I'm gonna put this flat against the top. All right. Hold that in place. Hold on a second. Just switch bits first. There. You still filming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so now we want to go to the center there. And that should be deep enough. Okay, so now we can set this down. Blow out the hole there, and then we're going to switch back to our tap again. And again, I'm going to spray the tap with a little bit of WD-40. Okay. And here we go. Clean off the tip. So when you hear the drill motor start to really work hard, stop. Okay? Because you will break the tap off if you keep going. All right, that should be enough. Let's see if we can actually get a screw in there. If I can hold on to it. Okay. I'm going to drill a little deeper. So I hit the camera with that one. Okay, so now we should be able to attach this. So we'll remove these little thumb screws that I've been using to hold it in place. And we need a screwdriver. Phillips screwdriver. So we'll bolt this down here. Can you hand me a Phillips out of one of those drawers? Okay, so now we'll put the Phillips in here. I don't need to tighten it all the way yet. In fact, I tightened it too much already. Leave it loose there. Now we'll put the second screw in our tapped hole here. Okay, and then I'm going to push the DRO or the scale up against this flat piece here. It'll stay, and tighten it up. Okay, then I'm going to tighten this guy down. All right, there we go. We now have an attached DRO. Okay, so now I've got the plate back in there, and I've leveled it again so that it's meshed with the edge there. If I can get my Allen wrench back out. Okay, so now we want to actually, let's set this to 0. So we can put a plate there, and I can just crank it until it touches. Yeah, I see it lifting. Back down. Okay, so that is just touching now. All right, so we go over here and we actually say 0.
Short press.
Okay. Yeah. Short press to the 0. Sets it to 0. All right. Now, as we come up, we should go in the positive. All right. So now we're 7 millimeters above the surface, and I can dial it. See if I can make it exactly 7. Well, gotta go back a little bit. There we go. So exactly 7 millimeters. And of course you can dial into anything you want. Okay. And for those of you in the States, we actually have inch and inch decimal and inch fraction. So if you want to do it, well, we're going in the wrong direction. Let's go positive. Okay. So there we go. All right, so we originally set this to 0 at the table level, but this can also be used for relative 0. So say you're working at a 1/4 inch into a piece of wood, and you want to go deeper from there or shallower from there, then you can set the 1/4 inch. You can set this to a 1/4 inch, just crank it up to 1/4, and set that to 0. And then you can go up or down 1/8 or whatever you need to finish your job. So another handy thing you can do with the DRO. That was on how to set the relative height, but if you actually want to set an offset, I'll show you that here now. Okay, to set the offset, you have to push calibration, okay, and then you want to hold set down for 3 seconds. And you'll see it's set to 0 and it's blinking, okay. Then you hold it down for another 3 seconds, and the first number will blink. So you can make it 1 inch offset, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. But let's go back to 0. Okay. Whoop, missed 0. Okay, and hold it down for another 3 seconds. It'll go to the next digit. All right, and we were saying a 1/4 inch, so we go to 2.5. Then I hold it down again, and go 5. Whoops, a little too far. Too enthusiastic there. Okay, so there we now have a 1/4 inch offset, and you just hold the button down until all the numbers stop blinking. Okay, and then a short press on the set to set it back. Okay, and then we go back to mode. So you can see it starts out with a 1/4 inch. Now, if you want to just set that 1/4 inch to temporary 0, just click calibration 0. So you can have that 1/4 inch built in. Set that as a 0 point, but it'll always be there. So. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that and actually learned something helpful, useful. And now that you have a digital DRO, the work should be a lot more accurate and easier, much quicker. All right, thank you, and have a great day.